From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Weekly.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Weekly. We're glad you joined us for this look at what's happening in and around Troy University. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Thousands of people are currently awaiting organ transplants, and on Wednesday, a Troy alumna visited campus to show students why signing up to become an organ donor could potentially give someone a second chance at life. Brady Talbert has the story.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services reports that every 10 minutes, one person is added to the National Organ Transplant List, resulting in over 110,000 people in need of an organ as of August 2017. These very statistics were the topic of discussion Wednesday afternoon at Claudia Crosby Theater as a Troy graduate shared her story on how she was given a second chance at life due to an organ transplant.
I was saved because somebody else was selfless.
Katie Hawkins Beal, the daughter of Chancellor Jack Hawkins, was active in Phi Mu and Air Force ROTC during her time here at Troy. Last year, she was told it was time to say goodbye to her loved ones as doctors believed her time had come due to a faulty liver. That all changed when a 32-year-old Baltimore resident who was a registered donor died of an opioid overdose.
I am so extremely grateful to his choice, whether it was his choice or his mom's choice. I'm alive and I'm excited to share with my alma mater, what I've been through.
Beal used her platform to encourage the student body to become donors. She hopes to one day meet her organ donors family, which is all a part of a larger plan, she says, to educate people across the nation.
See if there's a way that we can forge a relationship to, further education, especially where I live in Baltimore and Annapolis.
Troy University's chancellor was also in attendance, sitting front and center to watch his daughter, who he nearly lost roughly a year ago.
She literally faced death, but so many do, and I was proud of her courage. I was proud of the testimony that it provided.
Now you may be asking yourself, are you an organ donor? To check, simply pull out your license and see if you have a red heart. If you're interested in becoming an organ donor, you can visit registerme.org, or you can let them know during your next DMV visit. Brady Talbert, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Last week, some Troy students spent their time at Troy Elementary School working on a service project in honor of the victims of 9/11. The project wrapped up on Thursday afternoon. Seth Hawk gives us a look at what they accomplished.
Thursday afternoon, Troy University's Office of Civic Engagement wrapped up Service Week activities by working on their outdoor classroom project at Troy Elementary School. And even though the Service Week is over, there is still some work that needs to be done.
We got set back by the rain. It came a downpour. And that actually showed us another challenge with this garden is some of the runoff rain from the drain is starting to creep into our garden area. So that presented another challenge that we need to figure out. We may have to come back out here another week. This is the last day for the week of service, but we will get some more help out here and make up for it in the future.
Clay Graham has been working with the Office of Civic Engagement ever since his freshman year, and according to him, the office is always busy.
It always looks different in the office. Like we may be doing gardens one day or maybe doing campus kitchens. It's a lot of different things we get into, and it's just fun to have a hand in so many different things.
One volunteer said that she has gotten so much more out of this experience than she thought she would.
I think because it's the first time I come American elementary school, and I see the way they teach the kids something is kind of inspire me. I think it's awesome.
For more information on what Troy's Office of Civic Engagement is doing, you can follow them on social media at Troy_service. Seth Hawk, Troy, TrojanVision News.
On August 18th, Building C of Booker T. Washington Magnet High School in Montgomery burned down. And ever since, volunteers have been showing their support to the school. Seth Hawk shows us how BTW thanked those that have helped in a story from our Montgomery News Bureau.
Saturday morning, Fraser United Methodist Church hosted an event called Rise Up Montgomery to celebrate those individuals that donated to Booker T. Washington Magnet High School after a fire ravaged Building C on the campus of BTW.
We've seen volunteers since August 18th, 2018 on our campus giving their time, giving their resources and their service. It is wonderful to receive materials, but for individuals to just show their love through their actions, that has meant so much.
According to Starks, there are big things planned for the future of BTW.
We are striving and we're thinking of a state-of-the-art facility that is adequate for the needs of our students, because it's not just about BTW. We want to touch every school in this state with our gifts and our talents, and we can do that if we have an adequate facility.
Governor Kay Ivey was a special guest speaker at Saturday's event, and according to Ivey, seeing the Montgomery community assist the students and faculty at BTW was an amazing thing to witness.
This is one of the things that's so positive about the river region. When people are in need, our people do respond. And the outpouring this morning is very refreshing and says a lot about the people of Montgomery coming together to support those in times of disaster.
Governor Ivey has said that the state of Alabama will do everything it can to help with the construction of the new BTW. In Montgomery, Seth Hawk, Troy, TrojanVision News.
What's it like to live in poverty? Many people will never really know, but that didn't stop the Center for Student Success and the School of Nursing from teaching nursing majors a lesson on a subject that many of us need to be reminded of: empathy. Anna Kate Patterson has the story.
Troy nursing students met in the Trojan Center ballrooms on Tuesday morning to take part in a poverty simulation reflecting a month's worth of living activities.
So the idea of poverty-informed practice is something that is vitally important, and it builds empathy. And so our hope is that as these students receive training in nursing and healthcare, that they can go out and become better practitioners.
The simulation kit used was purchased by Troy's School of Nursing in conjunction with the Center for Student Success from the Missouri Community Action Network. Early in the summer, 3 faculty members, including Seelan, traveled to Missouri to receive training before bringing the simulation to Troy.
One of the reasons why we pursued this is because we feel like poverty shapes so much of what our communities face, as well as what practitioners across a number of different fields face.
Senior nursing major Alexis Hamilton says she didn't know what to expect walking into this simulation, but now she thinks the experience will benefit her career.
It really helps us empathize with people who come to receive care, whether they do have money or are not able to afford it. Really just helps us be able to put ourselves in their shoes so that we can better understand their situation.
Seelan says the School of Nursing and the Center for Student Success are now working to find ways to engage other disciplines on Troy's campus and even Troy community members in participating in the exercise. Anna Kate Patterson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We'll take a short break, but when we return, we'll see how Troy University is helping some local students build robots. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Now back to Troy TrojanVision News Weekly.
Building your own robot may sound like the stuff out of science fiction, but for some local high schoolers, they'll not only get to build their own robots, but compete to see whose robot is the best. Shantia Wilson explains.
Engineering and problem-solving skills meets environmental awareness in the form of a robotics competition. Saturday, Troy University held its first robotics kickoff, acting as a local hub for this year's Best Robotics competition.
Several other universities have had robotics hubs, and that means that children from this region would have to travel to compete. So that means that hopefully more of our kids from the local area won't have to travel as far to compete locally. We're really excited about Troy being a hub and just all the other benefits in terms of the information and trainings and that kind of thing that'll be involved with Troy becoming a robotics hub. So it's a really exciting time for this area and especially for the university.
Schools located in southeast Alabama will have 6 weeks to prepare a high-tech robot that can meet the challenge of a playing field that simulates ocean pollution.
The goal of their robot is to ride the currents, collect plastic from the designated areas, which are simulating gyres in the ocean. And gyres are circulating currents that collect garbage and plastic in the ocean. So they're simulating cleaning up the environment or cleaning up the ocean through their robots.
The competition helps boost students' knowledge of engineering, science, and technology by allowing students to work with professional systems that help them program their robot.
With the microcontroller, there's some software for them to teach them kind of how to program and and how all that works. So in a real world type aspect.
Wonderful. Game day for the competition will take place October 27th in Claudia Crosby Theater. Winning teams from all hubs will go on to compete in the regional championship. Shantia Wilson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Troy University's College of Education has introduced a new lecture series this semester to bring speakers to campus that highlight issues that future educators could be interested in. This week, the college welcomed a speaker who focused on education and autism. Taylor Pollock has the details.
On Tuesday, the College of Education hosted a lecture centering on teaching children with autism spectrum disorder.
The purpose of this is allowing the College of Education and the communities within the College of Education to bring in collaborative lecturers. So this was the first step for Troy to help our community realize that there are a variety of people in society and we should talk about that and learn how to be appropriate with each of those people.
The lecture series is aimed at educating students about important topics and opportunities within their field.
So we're going to put one on each month and really look at bringing and featuring Troy alumni that are doing great things out within the world, how we're reaching out to advance discussions on topics that we feel our students need to learn more about.
Other students need to see where the career path through education can possibly lead, because as I started as a special ed teacher, I've had a lot of other interesting opportunities, and I think it was important for them to see that not only could they contribute as a teacher, but there are also endless possibilities.
Aside from showing future educators ways to diagnose and teach children that fall along the autism spectrum, the lecture also brought to attention the fact that there's still a lot to be discovered in order to fully understand and cater to students with ASD.
It is the most important thing they can learn, because they're going to be providing educational services to very challenging children. And the more tools they have, the more resources they have, the more effective they'll be and the better outcome for these children.
Taylor Pollock, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Troy University's Trojan Outreach's purpose is to help educate students about health and wellness issues affecting college students. However, on Wednesday, Trojan Outreach spent the morning teaching students about a topic that unfortunately affects more than just college students: suicide. Cody Giles has the story.
Wednesday afternoon, the Trojan Outreach program decided to have a booth on the main quad to help raise awareness for suicide prevention.
Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death for all age groups, but we just feel like it's necessary to talk about, to spread information if students are struggling.
So today, Trojan Outreach is passing out popsicles, and our theme is Stick It to Suicide. So we are raising awareness about suicide.
Along with the popsicles, Trojan Outreach is also handing out suicide prevention pamphlets and clean popsicle sticks with motivational words and the number for the suicide prevention hotline.
Trojan Outreach is here for the students. We're here to serve the student body. We're here to inform them if they have questions, if they're struggling with something, if they need resources. We're located in Trojan Village 200. Questions about healthy relationships, drugs and alcohol abuse, sexual assault, sexual health, whatever it might be. We are always here to connect you to those resources.
The Trojan Outreach program is here for any student or faculty member that might need help going through a tough time.
Sure that you're mentally, physically, emotionally okay so that you can have your best 4 years here at Troy University and just the best life in general.
But if that doesn't seem like enough help, you can always call the Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255. Cody Giles, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, love bugs and why they do, what they do, tend up on your car. That's coming up right after this, so stay tuned.
If you store your guns properly.
So not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories. Or scary news reports.
I won't have to hold someone's hand and shout you're gonna make it.
And I won't have to tell my kids, this isn't a drill.
Please.
Please.
Please. Please.
Please.
Do it for us.
For us. Do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
Next month, the Trojan football team will compete in the annual Battle for the Belt against South Alabama. This year, the rivalry moves back to Mobile, and there's a chance for students to secure a ticket and a ride to the game. Stuart Bradley has the details.
Tickets for the October 23rd South Alabama game are currently being sold inside the Trojan Center. Students can choose between a regular ticket for $15 or pay for the $30 bundle. The bundle includes a round-trip bus ride to and from the game, a free meal, and a t-shirt.
We want to provide an opportunity for students to go cheer on our Trojans down at our bitter rivals in the South. It gives the football players a lot of encouragement when they see the stands filled with Trojans at a place that's not really that close. So we put together this awesome package that allows the students to go, travel, have a great time at such a low cost.
Tickets can be purchased via cash, check, credit card, Venmo, or Cash App.
Just so it's easier for everyone to pay. You know, we have so many different forms, so like Venmo, Cash App, credit card, and then your standard cash or check. We just want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to pay for and attend this awesome adventure.
Half of the bus tickets have already been sold and are expected to sell out at the end of the week. However, regular tickets will remain on sale until October 5th. Stuart Bradley, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
Have you ever wondered what Troy alumni are doing now that they've graduated? Well, a few of them have been letting their creativity flow and have produced some unique art that's currently been on display on Troy's campus. Taylor Pollock gives us a look.
Troy University is currently exhibiting some art created by alumni through their Back to the Future exhibit, currently on display inside the International Arts Center.
Yes, the Who Buys You Gallery is part of the Department of Art and Design, and we opened the facility. That was one of the main things we wanted to do, is bring in former students and have a show just for alumni.
According to Skaggs, there were two main goals for hosting an exhibit like this.
One was to bring former students back on campus to see their work in a top-notch facility, and also we wanted to showcase our former students to current students to see, what alumni are doing.
Additionally, the IAC is planning on hosting many events that tie into the exhibit.
So we have Kim Whaley, in fact, she painted this piece right behind me. She's doing a workshop October 1st, and we're doing the closing of this show, the reception for the artists, during homecoming. So November 1st.
As you can see behind me, there are no limitations when it comes to the Back to the Future exhibit. It features many art forms including paintings, sculptures, and even some pottery.
I was very pleased with the variety of the work. That was a nice range of different approaches. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely come take a look-see. It's a great show, and it showcases the talents of our previous students, and it's been very inspirational to our current students.
Love is in the air, but not the kind we talk about on Valentine's Day. We're talking about the flying pests that have dominated our skies and our windshields for the past few weeks. Love bugs. Lauren Harkson sought out a local expert to give us the background on these lovers that we all want to swipe left, right, or any direction.
I hate them.
Well, they're annoying.
I hate the love bugs. They are very annoying.
The love bugs are really nasty.
They are a nuisance, most people would say.
Love bugs. Most love to hate them. If you're in the South, you may be familiar with them either swarming your door or splattering your car. But just like a lot of us, we don't know much about them.
I wonder where they come from and how do they get here and what's their purpose.
And we found just the professor on Troy University's campus that can answer just that.
Basically, they reproduce and die. They are a species of fly. They were originally in Central America and up into Mexico. And it was not until the 1940s that they were first found in the United States.
Okay, but now it's 2018 and they're here in Troy, Alabama, and many students have a similar problem.
When I was driving down, they kept hitting my car.
Whenever they're on the car, they splatter all over the front of my car.
I drive back and forth from Montgomery, and I'll have a clean car on my way to Troy, and then when I go home, I gotta clean it again.
So we asked the question, why?
The habitat along the roads, those grassy areas, that's where they're young or maturing and turning into adults. So as soon as they become an adult and start to fly, they're right there beside the road.
But some people seem to be happy about that.
Just go away.
Die. Get a room.
Keep loving, but do it elsewhere.
The love bug, also known as the honeymoon fly or the double-headed bug, spends its several-day lifespan just mating. So no matter your opinion, don't worry, because they won't be around for long.
They'll be gone in a few weeks. Till next year.
And until they are officially gone for the year, we get to coexist and try to love them as much as they love each other.
Oh my gosh, there's one.
Tell me about
But the love bugs do love us. One of them just kissed me when I was over there. I felt,
It's time for our last break. When we return, we'll learn about a way you can help send a military family to the Trojan Football Military Appreciation Game. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
What's up? What's happening today?
Let's hit those pearly whites, man.
Yeah. The boys, check it out.
Ooh, cute.
Are
you good to try?
I'm fine. Hey girl, what's up? What's the name? What's good? What's up?
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Sir, go and step out of the vehicle for me.
Yes, sir. See ya, buddy. Today, Sean's got a hearing. We'll see how it goes. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
September 29th will be the Military Appreciation Game at Veterans Memorial Stadium. We'll learn how the community can help send some military families to the game in this week's Trojan Talk. Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. My guest today is Kyle George, Associate Athletic Director of Marketing here at Troy University. Thanks for joining me here today.
Thanks for having me today.
And we're here to talk about the Military Appreciation Day coming up here for Trojan football in a way that the community can help send some military families to that game. So tell us a little about that.
Certainly, and this is one that's always near and dear to everybody's heart here at Troy. We have such a great connection with the military, but this year, one thing that's a little bit different is that we have complimentary admission, not just for the veterans and active duty and National Guard members, but also for their families. We want them to be able to come and enjoy a game as a civilian, bring your families out and get a chance to experience what it means to be at a college football game. So as part of that, Trojan fans can go online at troytrojans.com/tickets. You can purchase these community hero tickets for $8 each. Any quantity you want to purchase, whether it's 1, 50, however many you want to help purchase, and those are all going to be donated back to members of the military so they can come and join us on September 29th against Coastal Carolina.
And this Community Heroes program is something that's already been established. It's been out there for a while, and people could donate for any number of reasons to help send people to the game. but this time the focus is a little bit more geared towards these military families. And this gives folks an opportunity that maybe if they hadn't participated before,
certainly
a chance to get involved now. So.
Absolutely. And we had great response from our fans buying these tickets on a season basis that we were able to use, not just for the military, but for everybody else all season long. The military has benefited from that already as well too, but now so we can offer the opportunity for all these members of the military to come to the game, we need everybody's help to step up a little bit more and add more tickets to that total we can utilize as well.
And you mentioned there the families, and one of those things is a lot of times in the past, the military have come to this, the servicemen and women have come to this game in the past and taken part in it, but adding that family element is one of those things, especially if the servicemen and women have families here,
certainly
they can bring them along.
Absolutely. This is something where we realized by talking to those on base and finding out more about what's going to make it even more enjoyable for you. We've done this for so long in terms of having military appreciation. It's great when we had the American flag out there. Everybody loves that part. You love the flyover. But getting a chance for those men and women of the armed services to bring their kids along with them, and when we salute them, they actually have their kids seeing them being saluted by our fans there. That just adds extra touch to it for everybody there. So we're really excited about this opportunity to do this because we do want to be able to say thank you to them and thank them for their service to our country.
And we'll talk a little bit more later about how they contribute again, but I want to talk about, you mentioned it there, flyover. Let's talk about some of the activities, because even for folks that are wanting to come to the game, even those families, military families wanting to come to the game, there's a lot of fun activities surrounding the day, including the flyover you mentioned right there.
Certainly. So, it's going to be an exciting day. Kickoff's at 2:30, but before that, Trojan Walk at 12:15. We're going to actually have military officers help lead the way when it comes to Trojan Walk. A very cool opportunity to see. You're expecting the Troy football players there, but having the military help lead us into the stadium, into Veterans Memorial Stadium, that is as well too.
Of course.
It's going to be a great combination to have that starting at 12:15 for Trojan Walk on Saturday, September 29th. You'll also have the flyover as well as a giant American flag that covers the entire field. We're asking fans to get to your seats early. Get into your seats by 2 o'clock, 30 minutes prior to kickoff, to make sure you're in your seats and plenty of time to witness this take place. We saw it last year when we had the American flag for the first time. It covers the entire field. The Sound of the South circles around as well too for the national anthem. You have America the Beautiful. As an American, that just touches your heart there. I mean, you just love that opportunity there. It's a moment I think everybody loved last year. We're excited to do that once again this year. A new component this year as well too. We did have the flyover last year with F-16s. This year we have a C-130 coming from Maxwell Air Force Base with a 908th Airlift Wing. They will actually bring that down in advance, and we're going to actually have a Troy T painted onto the aircraft as well too. So you're going to have the Trojan Warrior spirit identified in the sky as it flies over the north end zone coming by Veterans Memorial Stadium for this flyover. So it's going to be a great moment that all fans, whether you're there as a member of the military or you're a Trojan fan that's there for every single game, everybody's going to have something to be excited about for part of this game.
And the pregame festivities, another opportunity, and military honored and participating in all elements of that, right?
Certainly. All taking place throughout the entire game, including halftime with the Walk of Heroes taking place there with our veterans that get a chance to walk through that. This year, too, we'll have the Vietnam veterans helping to lead the way with that as well, too. It's in honor of the 50th anniversary of the Tet Offensive. All the branches that are represented, any Vietnam veterans will help lead their respective branch during the halftime march as well, too. So anybody who's ever served in the military will be invited down to the field during halftime as part of this. And another thing taking place as well, too, because we always have a million things going on for a football game. You got Youth Football Day at the Vet as well, too. $8 general admission tickets for youth football players and their families. Those kids get a chance to walk around the field prior to the game as well, too. And we have Parent and Family Weekend, $20 for a ticket, T-shirt, and a tailgate prior to the game. You can't beat that deal right there.
Great opportunity. And once again, if anyone wants to donate to the Community Heroes, especially for the Military Appreciation Day, what do they need to do?
Go online at TroyTrojans.com/tickets. You can donate right there. The very first button you'll see is for Community Hero tickets. You can also give us a call at 877-878-WINS. That's 9467.
All right. And if any families are looking to want to take advantage of this, is there any way that they need to make contact or take advantage of getting these tickets if there's a military family that wants to do it?
Absolutely. Anybody with the military, reach out to us in advance. Either give us a call at 877-878-WINS. You can also email the ticket office at athletic-tickets@troy.edu. Be sure to go ahead and do that if you'd like to. All you have to show is your military ID. You can also claim these tickets on game day, but also encouraging the veterans as well, too. If you're already planning to come to the game, go ahead and give us a call early on. We'll make sure we get you taken care of in advance prior to the game.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for joining me here today.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. And that's what happened this week. To find out what's happening throughout the week, you can tune into Troy Trojan Vision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30 Monday through Friday, or anytime by liking our Troy Trojan Vision News fan page on Facebook. You can see online content from Troy Trojan Vision News. We hope you join us again next week for another edition of Troy Trojan Vision Weekly. Have a good week.